Yo, yo, yo. Yo, what's up, Conflict? Yo, Conflict, I got a question. I got some music playing in the background. Can you hear it? No? Okay. Let me try to fix that. How about now? Can you hear it now? Just trying to bring some music in here so it's not so dull. But I don't want it to be louder than I am. So, is it alright now, Conflict? Or is it a bit too loud? Lower it a bit, I got you. Alright, I lowered it some. Just let me know if that's good, buddy. I appreciate your help, I really do. Trying to wait for more people to come in. Make sure you guys like the post, retweet it. Helps a ton. Alright. I think you're the only one in here. I was trying to give everybody else a little bit of time, but if they don't show, I guess it's just me and you, buddy. Got a pretty large 9-game slate today on FanDuel. And there is so much information with this slate. So many injuries. So many we don't know who's starting. Pretty much most of the industry thought Jonathan Isaac was starting, but thankfully Orlando came out and gave us their lineup. It's going to be Anthony Black. I think he's fine. Nothing crazy. Zach LaVine is playing, so we just got that. That's a bit of a surprise for me. I didn't think LaVine would play, and Miller is out. So I already had them both out of mine. Let me bring LaVine in. I don't think that changes a ton. Limits our value, but we got plenty of value on this slate today, boys. I think we're still getting news. My phone's nonstop going off. Yeah, Patrick Williams is also in, and Jalen Smith. So let me get Pat, Will, and Smith in. I don't even know if I really want Jalen Smith, period. He just does not play many minutes. But regardless, let's get into it. At point guard, starting at the top, Jose Alvarado. He's got to be a lock for you tonight. There's no way you don't play him. This team, the Pelicans, are just decimated by injuries, and he's really the only point guard they got at all. So I feel like, yeah, he's going to have ownership, but you got to have Jose Alvarado tonight. He's just going to be too good for his price. Excellent fantasy point per minute player, too. Over 1 fantasy point per minute. Looked pretty bland coming off the bench all year in limited minutes. Then last game, he gets 35 minutes and scores you 36 fantasy points. I'm not saying he's going to score 36 tonight, but he's going to meet value. I'm pretty confident in it. Then we got Davion Mitchell. He sucks as a basketball player, but he should see plenty of run tonight with this team also being decimated by injuries. So don't mind Mitchell. Not a lock for me, but he's fine. Got one of my favorite plays here. He may become a lock for me. I don't think he's pulling the ownership he should. Jalen Suggs, no Banchero is going to be on the floor. Put up over 45 fantasy points in his last 3 games. Sure, the matchup's a little tougher, but this guy's just been playing out of his mind lately. I really like Jalen Suggs. Garland looks fine. I'm going to try to breeze through the players I'm just not super interested in because it is a 9-game slate. But if you have any questions at all, please stop me. Yo, what's up, Jose? We just started. You haven't missed much at all. The only thing you've really missed is Jose Alvarado is an automatic lock for me tonight. He's too cheap. Moving on, though. I did like Josh Giddey, but with Zach LaVine being in, he's just kind of... He's okay. Like, I'm not going to call him GPP filler because he may wind up in a single entry or two of mine, but he would look so much better without LaVine on the floor. Dennis Schroeder, he's got to be in the conversation. Just look at what he's done over the last 3 games. Over 44 fantasy points in each of them. He's playing out of his mind. Don't mind him. Peyton Pritchard's fine as a value piece. I much prefer him MME, though. I think Cade Cunningham is a big upside play. Don't mind him. I really like Trae Young a lot tonight. Who else is going to do it for this team? They've had a bunch of injuries. He's got to do it all. He really does. I like Trae Young a lot as a pay-up tonight. De'Aaron Fox is fine. Trae's defense is terrible, so definitely don't mind that. Jamal Murray's okay. Everybody else down through here, though, is pretty much MME only for me. Nothing crazy. Yo, what's up, Mr. Don? How you doing? Moving over to the 2. We've already talked about Suggs, talked about Giddy. Oh, welcome in, man. Welcome in. I'm glad to have you here. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. We're going to go over the slate. We're going to give you a core. We're going to do everything we can to help you win tonight, brother. Jalen Brown, he's totally fine. Great matchup with Charlotte. Has a huge upside. Don't mind him. Not a guy I'm just jamming in, but the public's around 10%. I wouldn't mind being around 12, 13% on JB tonight just because of the matchup and his upside. Simons is fine. I'm getting a little more Miles McBride than I want. I'm going to bring him down manually just a little, but he's totally fine. Going to be the 6th man. Hawkins, he's still uncertain to play. Not going to have a ton of him even if he does play, I don't think. Do I like Suggs or Bridges? Yeah, I think we were talking about just before you came in. I love Suggs today. Borderline core piece for me, man. Suggs is he's put up 46 fantasy points or more in 3 straight games, and he's not pulling the ownership he should, especially with no Paulo on the floor. Yeah, you're welcome. I'll tell you my honest opinion about it. Moving down the line though. Simon's fine. Kobe White I liked a lot more before Levine got ruled in, so I'm gonna manually bring him down just by a single point because he always has upside. Ant's totally fine. He's gonna be playing hard against Denver. You know he's always got the upside. He just really hasn't reached it this year. 46, 47 points is not Anthony Edwards' upside. He'll be pushing 70 fantasy points in some games this year, and you'll want to have him. Everybody else down through here is pretty average, just MME guys for me, except for Tyrese Halliburton and Austin Reeves. I really like them a lot today. Halliburton's playing a decimated Pelicans team. I think he has huge upside today because they have some injuries of their own. And I just like the spot for Austin Reeves. The public's not really on him. He has the upside here. Should get plenty of run because I think the Lakers handle this game pretty easily. Let me just scroll through here. I think Anthony Black is interesting starting. I wouldn't expect anything crazy from him, but if you need a last guy in that's cheap, I think Black can serve that purpose. Benedict Mathurin, I don't know if they start him, but gosh, I hope they do. If he is starting, he is a lock for me. I don't think we'll get their lineup before lock, though, considering they start at 7. Moving over to the 3. But yeah, Mr. Don, just send that and I'll let you know. At the 3, take your pick of... Oh, we just got the lineup for the Cavs. Garland, Mitchell, Wade, Mobley, Allen. Alvarado, Trey, Dennis, Hart, Suggs. So I would not rock Isaac tonight not starting. And Isaac's going to have huge ownership coming off the bench as well. So if you're in a large field GPP, I would not want to eat ownership on a guy coming off the bench. You haven't missed much yet, 8. The only thing you've really missed is Jose Alvarado's instant lock for me. But we're at the 3 spot here, and take your pick. You can go with the first overall pick, Zachary Risher or David Roddy. I have a preference to Zachary here. But I think both guys start, and I think they both have good upside. I think the first round pick has a higher upside. That's why I prefer him. I'm not sure yet if he's going to be a lock, but I would bet he's in a lot of my lineups tonight. Franz Wagner looks great. Don't mind him. It's just him and Suggs. That's all this team has. I think Josh Hart looks really good tonight. I think he is going to pull ownership, but he's too cheap for his production. He's 6,500. He's met that value in 3 straight games. It's a solid matchup with the Pistons. Jalen Johnson, I really like Jalen Johnson tonight. Like, these Hawks, the team is so riddled by injuries already this season that, let's be real, it's Trae Young's team. Jalen Johnson's the next best thing on the team, and then it's Zachary or David, one of the two. Like, that's all this team has, at all. We talked about Jaylen Brown. Javonte Green, if Hawkins is out, could be interesting, but really just kind of wait and see with that news. I'm going to manually move him down some so I don't get as much. Very risky, but very high upside play tonight, RJ Barrett. He showed you against Charlotte, 51 fantasy points, that he's healthy. Played 33 minutes. He's good. I like RJ Barrett as a risky tournament play tonight. Upside's huge, but the floor is low. Cameron Johnson's fine, last guy I am. LeBron's just okay. I don't really want that much Brandon Ingram tonight. Jay Will's okay. Like, most of these guys down through are just okay. Like, they're just my MME guys, really. Nobody I'm just shoving in a lineup. Like, gotta play them. You're asking about Jonathan Isaac, Mr. Dunn. Like, here he is for me. I got him projected at 18.69 fantasy points. And sure, that might be just a tad low. Let's say he gets you 20, 21. But he's still 27% owned. And 21 won't do it at that ownership. He's only played, 25-ish minutes this year? I cannot trust the guy off the bench that's played 25 minutes the whole year at 27% ownership. Got any news yet? Anthony Davis good to go, which is good because I really like AD tonight. Speaking of, let's move over to power forward. Jonathan Mogabo should be starting. I expect him to start. Pretty much a lock for me. He's just too cheap. He really is for his production. And my projection's lower than Line Stars, so. And he's still an amazing value. AD I love tonight. Who do the Toronto Raptors have that can stop AD? Anybody. Tell me who the Toronto Raptors have that can contain AD in the paint. Polo's a great basketball player, but his defense is kind of suspect. My initial runs earlier, I had 3 guys locked, but that was earlier. Don't pay attention to that now. I was just playing around with lineups, and I was still getting 65% of AD. AD will most likely be core. We're still waiting on Miles Turner news. Probably won't get it before lock, but I love Siakam regardless. But if Turner is out, Siakam becomes an elite play. I really like Siakam tonight. The public's only on him 7%. I might replace AD in the core with Siakam just because of ownership. I mean, AD obviously has a higher ceiling. That's a no-brainer. Let me think on it. Julius Randle looks really good tonight. If you want a low-owned GPP play, Julius Randle's it. Denver has been atrocious against big men. Just awful. Julius Randle's played really well in this offense. He's met value at this price 3 straight games. I really like Randle tonight if you're going for a GPP lineup. Zion's grading out well. Yeah, I got you, Jose. Zion's grading out well, right? But he's met value 1 time this year. And it's kind of scary. Like, I'm going to have him in GPPs, but I don't think I'm going to be playing him in single entry. He just scares me, man. He is so inconsistent. Do I like Jamal Murray? Not as much as the public does. Where'd he go? He's on here somewhere. Here he is. Well, I guess the public's not as high on him now as they was earlier. 7%. He's grading out fine for me at just 5x value. I got him projected for 36.38 fantasy points. Like, yeah, it's a great matchup. He's been terrible shooting this year. 4 for 13. He shot 50% in this game. 6 for 20 and 8 for 19. If he can get his shot to fall, he's going to be just lighting the DFS scoreboard up. But I just want him to be a little more consistent for me before I start rostering him consistently. Moving back to power forward, we talked about most of these guys. I really like Jalen Johnson tonight. Sabonis, like, who's going to stop Sabonis from Atlanta? Clint Capella's not. He's not. Just end of story. Clint Capella is not stopping him. He's had 2 down games, but he's a triple-double threat every night. I like Sabonis a lot as well. We got some more news. My phone is blowing up. Let's see what we got. Daniel Theis is on track to play. Jordan Hawkins is on track to play. Pretty much everybody that was questionable on the Pelicans is on track to play. So I need to put those in because I had them taken out. I don't have much interest in them, but the minutes matter. Like, Daniel's grading out pretty decently. I'm going to manually lower him because I don't have interest in him, but Hawkins I might. Lower him a tick there. Let's see here. And who else was it? Yves? So that means we need to look at what's his name? Where's he at? Where's the Hawks? Or the Pelicans? Pelicans. Daddy. Alright, let's see here. So Javonte Green I'm going to manually lower now that we know Hawkins is in. So let me catch up on your questions. What about Cam Thomas and Giddey? You're locking Clax. I think that is a ballsy move by you. Center is the best position today, in my opinion. Cam Thomas is fine. I got him at 37.82 fantasy points. That's above what the public has. I think he's just okay at best. Giddey, I talked about a little bit. He's fine. I like him. But I would have liked him so much more if Levine was out. If Levine was out, he might have been core. And Clax, I got him for 28.41 fantasy points. The public has him at pretty much 30. Like, center's pretty loaded today. Which Bridges are you talking about, Mr. Don? Like, I like that lineup a lot, but both the Bridges today are just not grading out well for me. I would prefer Mikal. I have no interest in Miles. Oh, yeah. Like, for sure, I got him in my GPP lineup. And yeah, we're on Twitter. This is us. Right here. And if you want to, here. This is what we're all about. We got a Discord. That's where we're all at, brother. Yeah. New York Bridges being the worst one in that lineup I see, I think you're totally solid. I would run that all day. But this is us on Twitter. I dropped our Discord. Here is our @ on Twitter. But going back to power forward. Where are we at? So I think Josh Hart looks good today. I would actually prefer, like, what's their prices? I'd prefer Josh Hart over Bridges. Oh, you got both in there. Okay. I just noticed. Moving down the line here, though, we talked about most of these guys already. Mo Wagner's grading out okay, but he's just okay. Like, I'm not crazy about him today. And everybody else here is pretty much GPP filler. So let's look at center. AD grading out is the best, followed by Podol. So I'm going to be honest with you. The LA-Toronto game and the Sacramento-Atlanta game are my two favorite games today. I'm going to have a lot of players from those two games. But if you don't want to pay up today for Davis or Podol, and I'll be honest, Podol's probably going to be my most owned center. I got him projected at 36.98, which is 3 points below what the public does, and he's still grading out, tied with AD as the best value at center. So I'm going to have a ton of Podol today. Luke Cornett should be starting. Al Horford is not playing. He is a core piece for me on DK, not FanDuel. I'm still going to have some on FanDuel, though. 3,900 for a starting center against the Hornets. We say it every show the Hornets are on here. Play big men against the Hornets. That simple. And if you want to get really crazy today, you want to get a guy with the highest upside in the league at less than 10% ownership, Nikola Jokic, the Joker. He should be able to dominate Rudy Gobert. Put up 77 fantasy points against Brooklyn. That game did go to OT, though. I watched it. 1.61 fantasy points per minute. He's just not getting the ownership he should. I want some Joker today. I think Ayton's fine. I'm going to manually lower him, though, just because I don't love him as a player. He's consistent. Like, he's perfect for a cash game lineup, but not somebody I want in a GPP. He's going to get you between 32 and 36 fantasy points. And that's okay at this price. That is perfect for a cash game, but I want that ceiling. I think Wendell Carter could be really good today. He's going to have to play well against Allen and Mobley. He's kind of just plateaued at around 31, 33 fantasy points. But I think he has to play well today if they're going to be in the game. It's really just how your lineup's building. If I had to pick one of them for FanDuel, it's Mogo, by far. But for DraftKings, it's Cornett. It's really what site you're on. For FanDuel, it's Mogo for me. I think Nikola Vucevic is fine. I would have liked him a lot more if Levine's out. He's just kind of okay. Gobert, kind of the same thing, just okay. Then that's really about it at center. I think Cat's going to find his way into some of my GPPs. Nick Richards might find some GPP play from me. I'm not guaranteeing it, but Claxton. Oh, yeah, on DraftKings, Cornett every time. But that's all I got for FanDuel. I'm going to wait until we get just a little bit more news before I drop the core, because I know if I drop a core now, I'm going to change it because we're going to get news and I'm going to be like, shit. But I can give you the the DraftKings core because I already got it. It'll be Luke Cornett, Jose Alvarado, Josh Hart, and Jalen Suggs is my core on DK. I'll put it in the Discord too. That might change with news, but I highly doubt it does. Because these are already established values that we have over there that I don't think much news is going to come out that would indicate they're better values than that. But it might. You never know. But the DK core is in the Discord in the guest plays chat. If you didn't get everything I said. Now we're just waiting on news. We're going to play around and try to build a little bit. Is Barrett and Suggs chalk? On which side, 8? So I try to have less than 1,000 left on. That's what I try to personally do. Some guys go as low as like 500 left. The more money you have left though, the more different you will be. Oh, I'm all ears, 8. But on FanDuel, Barrett is 13% and Suggs is 14%. So I wouldn't really call them chalk. Like, they're owned, but they're not chalk. I have it sorted by, right now, it is sorted by the most owned players to the least owned. So if somebody's near the top, they're definitely owned. But let's play around. Let's do some builds real fast and just kind of see where we're at. So we're going to rock our safe values first and build off that and see what we get. So we got Alvarado, Richner, Mugbo, and I gotta have AD. Like, I know we're building off the values, but I gotta have AD. And I really like Suggs today. I've got to put Suggs in there. This isn't my FanDuel core. This is the core I would rock if the slate was starting in 2 minutes. Alvarado, Suggs, Richner, Mugbo, AD. Yeah, I took down the second day of NBA. Barrett or Bridges? It would be Barrett for me. He has a higher upside. If you look at the Knicks, they have so many playmakers, right? They got Hart, Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, and Mikal Bridges. They're all playmakers. They all are great at basketball. That's who Bridges has to compete with, Hart, Brunson, and Towns, for the ball, rebounds, and everything, playmakers. But if you look at Toronto, they're so banged up. RJ Barrett's really all they have, and Podol, which he's not going to compete a lot with Podol, who's standing under the basket, you know. Davion Mitchell's trash. Grady Dick just shoots the ball. Agbaji's trash. Like, Barrett is all this team has, except for Podol, who's just going to stand in the paint. Give me Barrett all day. If he wasn't so risky, Barrett would be core for me. I'm going to be playing a lot of Barrett because I take risk, and he has that upside. But he is super risky, so I'm not going to add him into the core. Let's look at these lineups we just built, too, by the way. Let's see, 8. So for the Celtics, Cornet will start. Hey, you know me, brother, because I do hate it. I've been playing DFS since 2014 or 2015. I want to see what I got him projected for. 12.32 fantasy points. Like, yes, he smashed in 14 minutes against Indiana. He did. But it was pretty much all boards. So, I mean, he's a risky play. Nobody's going to play him 8. Well, I'm wrong. He's pulling 9% ownership. I thought he would be pulling a lot less than that. But we just run this preliminary core I set up, and let's see what we're getting. This first one, we get Schroeder, who I love. I've been playing him the past 3 slates, and the past 3 slates he's dominated. I see no reason to quit playing him just because he's taking on the Bulls. I love this first lineup it spit out. Literally no question marks in it. I like everybody. The only person that I feel like could let me down would be Jaylen Brown. He hasn't really done bad all year. The matchup's great. The only thing I have to worry about with him is if Jason Tatum takes over the games. These are FanDuel. So we do DK too, but like our main focus is FanDuel. We getting some news. Oh yeah, we got some news. Trendon Watford is now questionable. That does absolutely nothing for me. So, whoa, that's some news. Wendell Carter Jr. is scratched. And Goga is out. Okay. Okay. Everybody settle down. Settle down. I told you, this is why the core didn't come out. This is why the core did not come out. Mo Wagner is about to be so owned it isn't funny. I'm going to take my projection out. I'm going to wait till Line Star updates theirs and just see what they go at. He's currently at 2% owned. That's going to change here in a minute. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Huge, huge, huge news right there, boys. So, unlike any other sport, the NBA, I try to give my core when I can, but you guys seen it yesterday in the Discord. I changed the core like 3 times. I was doing Halloween with my kids, trying to update my lineups, and then trying to update you guys because we had a ton of news come out. The core may not come out until 15 minutes before lock, and that's just how it is because the news we get in the NBA is like that. Where tonight I'm going to write up and do my college football core. I know it's not going to change. Every now and then you'll have some freak news, but it's just one player, out of 10 games. I can easily say, oh, so-and-so from college football is not playing today. Exactly, Don. Let's see here. Mo Wagner. Yeah, it ain't updated yet. When it does, he's probably going to be one of the best values on the slate. But what worries me is this Cleveland interior is no joke. Jared Allen and Evan Mobley are ballers. I might fade the Mo Chalk, and that just makes me like Jalen Suggs that much more. While he's not a superstar by any means, Wendell Carter can hold his own. 5 for 10. Okay, 3 for 5 that game. Well, he had 11 points. Like, he scores points. Go ahead and take Wendell Carter out of the player pool. Tobias's ownership. Why are you thinking about playing Tobias Harris? He's met value 1 time this year, and that was last game, where he played 35 minutes. He's at 4% owned. Nobody wants Tobias Harris. Tough matchup for him. I got to give you shit 8, just because I love you. Okay, we're getting some starting lineups now. Mo Wagner is starting. Hornets are starting LaMelo, Seth Curry. Who the fuck is Green? They're starting Josh Green? I got to put him in my player pool now? He hasn't played 2 games. Oh my god. Bridges and Nick Richards. And then the Celtics are starting who we thought they would. Drew Holiday, Derek White, Brown, Tatum, and Cornette. So everybody is still going to be on Jonathan Isaac. And even with all this injury news, he's still not starting. I just cannot play him tonight. He's still pulling 17% ownership. I can't do it. There's no way I can eat that ownership. We're getting all the news. Oh, they don't have him as Mo. They got him as Mortitz. Okay, so they got him projected for 23 fantasy points. That makes him a great value. It does. They haven't updated his ownership yet. I'm gonna own Mo Wagner. Like, I'm gonna have him in my lineups because he's power forward eligible as well. But I'm not going overboard. I expect him to be around 30-ish% owned. I would want to be around 15. I think that would be a good medium for us. Also, for you guys on DK, I think Roddy over there looks good. I want to look at Atlanta on DK real fast. Yeah, I really like Roddy over on DK. I like them both, but salary's so much more important on DK. And why is Isaac getting a huge boost? He's not starting. I like Isaac's price on DK more, but he's getting 25% ownership over on DK. I can't do that. No. What's Wagner's price? Yeah, he becomes a lock over on DK. Just gonna go ahead and lock him in there. Where's Hart? He was in my core. There he is. Go ahead and put him in there. Alright, and that's all we're doing now is still just waiting on news. But I'm going to take those two guys out. I'll even take him out. I just got Alvarado and Suggs here in this. We're going to build with those and see what we get. Getting Joker. How much Wagner are we getting? 64%. No, we cannot have that much of him. That is insane. What's that first lineup though? I've seen Joker. It's got Garland. I ain't that crazy about Garland. How do you know what players to take for DraftKings? Are they the same core player? What do you mean? I don't think I'm understanding your question. So, I will say, on FanDuel, I play a lot of MME, 150 max entries. On DK, I'm mainly single entry over there. Karl Anthony Towns is going to play. I figured he would, so... Cat's playing, just so you guys know. So I have different ones. No, because the pricing and building's different on FanDuel and DraftKings, you don't ever want to use the same core. Like I posted in the Discord my DraftKings core. I'm going to post in the Discord my FanDuel core as soon as I figure out what it is, which will probably be in the next 5 minutes. But they will always be two different cores. You never want to use the same ones because pricing's different. Like, LineStar here has the salary compare tool. Like, it'll show you how much, or what the different price is from each site. So, LaMelo Ball, for instance, if he was core, he's 9,200 on FanDuel, but over on DK, he's 9,900. So, it just would not work out if you tried to use that same core. Oh, you're good, man. Hey, my wife just texted me, all you beautiful viewers out there. She told me to ask you guys what we should have for dinner because neither one of us can ever decide what to eat for dinner. Oh, that last core piece is going to kill me because I got so many I like at the center position. I want to put a center in there. Chinese food. Ooh, that sounds so good. I love Chinese food too. Only problem is I don't have a Chinese restaurant that close to me. She's at work, and there's not one really, like, on the way home from work. What's ownership on LaMelo? Let me check. 12%. Alright. I gotta get this core together, boys. Boys and girls. I'm about to post it in the Discord. Alright, the core is posted in the Discord. We still getting news. Nick starting Brunson, Bridges, and Obi Hartown. Okay, that's who we thought would start. The Pistons are starting who we thought they would start, so nothing crazy. No crazy news yet. Five years. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe. It helps tremendously. Let's see what kind of ownerships we're getting here. Okay, I'm getting 15% there, Mo Wagner. I like that. Yeah, I think I like this quite a bit. Fox's ownership. So I think Fox is a very interesting play today, brother. Let's take a look at his ownership. It is 10%. We both know Trey can't play defense, so I know you like to go low owned, but for a pay up today, I think 10% is really good, and I really like Fox's upside. You got to be wary. He's got a pretty low floor because it could be a blowout, but I think the upside's huge as Trey just plays some atrocious defense. I'm trying to get my lineups in, gents. Uno momento, por favor. No, LaMelo wasn't 20, I don't think. I would prefer Fox to LaMelo today. LaMelo's 12, and Fox is 10. Let's see, where is my Excel sheet? There it is. And then let's do high ceiling. Sounds like somebody's racing down my street. Alright guys, we got about 14 minutes to lock. You got any questions, hit me with them right now. We'll help you best we can. Okay, we're getting some news. Andrew Nembhard has been ruled out. What else did we get here? Come on, give us something else from the Pacers. Give us something else from the Pacers. I don't want LeBron in lineups with a D. Come on, Underdog. If you guys don't follow Underdog NBA, you need to. They give you all the news as quick as they get it. And they're usually one of the first to get it. Do I not have Nembhard? Let's see here. You think you need another point guard? Jalen Suggs is about it. He has dual position eligibility, I believe, but yeah. Alvarado and Suggs probably it. Now you can if your lineup just falls that way, but it's not like you don't have to have it. I have to fade LeBron in this stack. Is Giddy chalk? No. Let's see what Giddy's bringing in. Okay, I'm wrong. 20% for Giddy. 20%. Alright, I have got to hurry up with these lineups. Because I still got to do DK and I got 10 minutes left. Dottie, chill, baby. see what we get here. Miles Turner is expected to play, guys. Miles Turner is expected to play. Heads up. Okay, I think I got all my lineups done here. Trey or Tatum? Trey. It's close, but Trey. Levine is 10%. I would not play Levine. Five minutes. I've got to build some DK lineups really, really fast. Any last second questions? Hit me with them, gents. Hey, good luck, Conflict. Wish you nothing but the best, buddy. Alright, I don't think we've got any new news. Miles Turner expected to play. I think I told you guys that. Look at something real fast. Okay. go get my sports bets in real fast if I can do it. Alright guys, if you got no questions, I'm gonna head out. I appreciate each and every one of you tremendously. If you guys have any questions, I'm always available in the Discord, gents. Just let me know in there and I will help you the best that I possibly can. So, without further ado, we'll see you. Make sure to like and subscribe. Join our Discord. And I appreciate you guys. Have a good night.